Alright, y'all. So the first thing I'm about to do is cloud. So the first thing I'm about to do is, it's 10:30. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, knock that out. I like knocking my gym time out early. I know it's a little late. I was supposed to be at the gym an hour ago. But due to cloud, and people who don't know, I got a dog since the last time I recorded earlier in the year. I got him back in like May, I want to say. Born in March, but got him more towards May. And yeah, so I just got done doing all of that, washing my face, brushing my teeth, walking my dog. Now I'm getting ready to head to the gym, and then after that we're gonna go to 2 different study locations that you guys will see, and I'll just show you guys how I'm kind of preparing for my exams and how my Saturday and Sunday is gonna be looking, because we have a fresh exam bright and early. We need to be up by 7:40, not even at 7:45, 7 a.m. to be in the testing exam center by 8 a.m. Monday morning. So we're gonna go run our thoughts off, run off some steam, kind of clear our minds. I really don't like kind of doing the workout in between, because I like just going with a fresh mind, kind of just already awake. Working out wakes me up and kind of gets me prepared for the day, and then I can jump in. I don't have to have my foot tapping after I drink coffee, feeling like I have some little left energy in me. But yeah, so let's head to the gym.
Alright guys, so I have transformed this video to a voiceover instead, because during this week I was very stressed and really couldn't kind of explain to you guys every step that I was doing. But now I am like a week removed. It's better for me to kind of communicate to you guys about what actually I was doing. So right now, you guys can see I am in a gym. The girls is working on her mile. I did not record the actual workout that I end up doing because I use the Peloton app. And either Chase or Adrian are typically my trainers that I follow. But if you've never heard of it, it has a ton of videos for runners, people who lift. They even have shadow boxing. I love Peloton. My brother used to work for them and purchased a bike. And even my cousin down the street has a Peloton tread. Like, if you know me, I love to run. So I can't wait till I really get my first apartment and buy my own tread. And it's right beside my bed because, yeah, I love it. But so that was really just a workout. After I did that, I knocked out like 3 miles, and then I'll show you guys the next clip of where I head to my first location of where I begin to study. Okay, y'all, so we have made it to my first study location. This is the infamous Walker Building. If you ever are pursuing a meteorology degree within the Penn State Department, this is where all of your classes will be hosted. You get there, all your meteor classes are in the Walker Building, but the 3rd year and even my senior year, literally every single class is either in the Walker Building or the Earth and Mineral Science Building. For the most part, this is my reign. This is my, lock-in zone. Like I was saying, it's really important as you're studying for finals and even exam 1, exam 2, or even exam 3, that you're stepping out and kind of putting yourself back where you do most of your learning, which is the classroom. And the method I'm using right now is really just taking hold of being a teacher and getting in front of, there's nobody in the class, but getting in front of the classroom and writing it out on the chalkboard, kind of running through it. The good thing about this too, when there's not really people around, they don't have to say like, "Why are you keep saying the same thing over and over?" But what I'm doing is, as I'm writing stuff down, I'm kind of just also saying it out loud. I'm reading it by even writing it. This specific topic was micrometeorology, and my professor had uploaded a study guide, so I was really just studying and writing and copying the study guide, making sure I knew all the pinpoints on the questions that he was going to ask me, and kind of just throwing it on the board, regurgitating it, and then, as you guys will see in the next stage that I do, which is kind of pretty much the same thing, which I learned best with also copying. It's really, at some point, you guys are going to learn, and your rigor of learning, it's really just exposure to the content. And the most that you can just be exposed to it and actually see it, that'll also help you retain all of it, because you're seeing it constantly over and over and over and over, especially with quick learning. The more and more you see it, just like as if you're learning a language, the more and more you hear it, then your body and your brain will develop, it'll become normal. It'll become natural almost for you to kind of spit it up. So there are a lot of contents that I've studied so much that if you ask me a question, I can give you the answer right away because my body just knows it. So that's how I like to feel comfortable when going to exams and propose the question. It's really easy for me to just have the answer rather than kind of, sitting around thinking through, always suggesting move on if you're unsure about a question and coming back to it, and maybe you'll find your answer later. But I love when I just get a question, especially a meteorological question, and I can just give you the answer, and just, regardless if it's a textbook answer or if it is the way I have learned it. That's another thing you can do as you're writing up study guides, is write them in your own words so that you know how you understand it from this kind of definition. And I've always checked back with my professors. I ask questions, raise my hands. Hey, this is the way I restructured your words. Is this correct, or am I too far off? Am I not getting the correct definition, or they're using the correct terminology? So you can always ask your professors. They'll let you know, no, you can't word it like this. Or some big words you guys already know. It's just best to take the dictionary term and learn it and study it, and then just spit it up when people ask you, hey, what does this word mean? You just might as well go ahead and use Webster, because, child, I didn't make the word. But yeah, so this is my first location that I went to on Saturday, was the classroom. Did a lot of studying here. I believe I was here from like 2 to 8. This was a long day. It really was. The girls were stressed. It was Saturday. Exam was 8 a.m. Monday. This exam micro was at 4 p.m. all in the same day, all mathematical. I was really anxious and worried, so that's why I kind of went on mute. Like I told you guys, that I just, when I get stressed out, I just get very quiet, and I kind of just I need to just focus, get in my zone, and iron things out before I come back and talking. I really like this method, so you guys will see I'll probably be using this method, especially going into my senior year last semester and entering graduate school pool, where it's really just more so voiceovers rather than talking and trying to tell all you guys at one time. It's a lot. And it's also overwhelming and scary for me. But yeah, so this is the first location. This is pretty much all I'm doing. Nothing really changes throughout the video, but I will show you the next way I study in a few in the next video coming out. see, I finally sat down and become a student. I find this step very important because as a teacher, it is your duty to ensure that your student understands and comprehends what you are saying and what you are actually teaching. So this kind of method is like just sitting down and actually like, all right, this is what I put up on the board. Do I understand it? Like I said, it's a lot of copying, growing up, you did this is a study tactic that they would teach us, which is, you write something down and then write on the board and then you write it another time. This also helps with quick learning as well because like I said, you're constantly getting that exposure, you're constantly seeing that question. So when you're hit with the question, you can quickly give the answer because it's something that you've wrote. I write a lot of hand notes. I don't type my notes up. Like I said, as I put it on the board, that was by hand. And even when I went in with my pens, which I'm still making very colorful, where all of my journals are color oriented, questions are in different colors, most of straight up answers are in regular pencil, key notes are in red, and then I just have a blast. I literally tell people my journal and my notebooks for classes look like my diary if I had one. They are exact replica of what little girl Maya used to write with all the little colors and then a side note and then don't forget. Like that's what my journal looks like. I literally call it my diary because I don't have one now. I just use my mezzo notes and even other notes as the micrometeorology notes as my diary, where I have all this stuff like don't forget this incorporates this, because there's so many parts of the atmosphere as you dive in deeper. If you are pursuing to be a meteorologist or if you're pursuing whatever major you have, you'll see that as we get into these small components and these higher learning of whatever you're learning, it could be, engineering. Got a friend that's a veterinarian, have a friend that's criminology, all of it. As you go into these small aspects, there's so many little key details that you kind of have to make note. And I'm headed to graduate school, so like I said, I'm trying to take a lot of my undergraduate knowledge into my graduate school because a lot of this stuff is going to reapply over and over and over. So once you understand the fundamentals, even if you're just stopping at a bachelor's, once you understand the fundamentals behind your degree, that is good as well because you're going to need to take that outside into your career. That's the knowledge that they expect you to have, at least when you graduate with your bachelor's degree. So with all that being said, just like I said, ensuring that you're transforming yourself to be the student, you're also being the teacher because you have an exam coming up, you're expected to know it now. Very daunting and scary, but you're assessing your knowledge, testing how much you know. Try to be a teacher, try to explain to other people. I really appreciate sometimes my friends will actually sit down and listen to it, regardless if they don't know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll just let me talk to them. Especially my family, they're really a support system. Not this exam review that they called, but definitely during the spring semester, I just called my family and my brothers, my sister, they all just sat on the phone and was like, yeah, keep going, and definitely just right by my side and cheer me on. So always feel free to just use the people that are really close to you, that really, really like care about your knowledge. Call them up and explain it to them because those are the people who just probably be looking at TV and support you. It just be like, like, yeah, because they're not in the classroom. So they don't really know, but they're definitely allowing you and giving you the time to at least try to teach somebody. And you see somebody in class not really doing as good as you and you find yourself, excelling, stop. Ask them, hey, do you need me to explain this to you? Do you get this? This is the way I learned it. Those are the little conversations that you have with your classmates and outside so that you're really getting that teacher aspect. From back to being a student. Also, what helps with this is, like I said, and multiple other videos, office hours. That is when you're really the student. You're facing that teacher, you're facing that professor one-on-one, and you're asking those dumb questions behind closed doors, and they're actually judging you and looking at you like, is she serious? Did she really just ask me this question? Didn't I say? But don't ever be afraid of a teacher or professor. there's no such thing as a dumb question. A lot of you professors would tell you, if you have nice ones. My department is actually very nice. Once you some of them are mean, but overall, a lot of them have really good personalities. You just have to break that fear in asking that question, and also ensuring that you're structuring your question that it has an answer for it. Your professor understands. Okay, this is what she's asking me. So be very specific and take advantage of moments where you can be the teacher and where you can be the student. Now we're going to head to the very last place that I went to. And yeah, that'll be in the next clip. Okay, so this is the last location I went to Saturday night, which is the study room within my complex that I live in. It's very student geared, and it's expected for undergraduate and graduate students to kind of live there. There are some people who don't, they're not even in school, but for the most part, it's student based. So they have study rooms, they have printers, they have computers for us to access. So this is where I kind of took myself off, so I was very close to home, not too far. I didn't have to drive. It's literally a 2-minute drive from my house. And yeah, so I knocked out the rest of my study, and I stayed here for about another hour and a half. just locking in and focusing, and continuously taking the method I was using for studying is because I was kind of cramming for finals, like a 45 to 60 minute increments. I really try to do 30 to 45 minutes straight studying, and then you want to go ahead and take a 20 to 30 minute break and just get up, remove yourself from the computer, remove yourself from your books, walk away, get on the phone, like chat with people. Try to just fully remove yourself, because as you're learning, you want to like stop and take a break. You don't ever want to get frustrated, because the moment you get frustrated, your brain is really going to turn off, and it's going to be like talking to a brick wall. Your brain's gonna be like, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. So to prevent that, which is really helpful, especially if you have writer's block, if you're writing or anything, or you're doing just difficult calculus equations, try getting up, remove yourself, and then coming back and see how much you're able to gain once you've removed yourself. So did this for another hour and a half, and then I packed my bags up around, I want to say 10, almost 11, and really just called it a night. When I got home, y'all, I didn't look at no more meteorology. I was tired. I had been looking at it from like literally 2 to 10 and was like, this is enough. You know what? At this point, if I don't get it, I don't get it. Give yourself a break. You need your rest. You do need to sleep. You need to just, if you need your sleep, especially for finals and any exam that you take. So really ensure that you're taking care of those needs, and yeah, step away. Do something you like. I think I went home, watched a YouTube video, and literally took a shower and went to sleep. But that is all I have for you guys. I wasn't able to do an outro because I was a little stressed, but this is all I have for a day with me and studying, taking a deep dive into meteorology, as you guys can see. Thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.